Hi everyone, welcome to my new Pilates channel, Be So Well Pilates. Today I'll take you through a full body workout that will challenge you and leave you shaking and burning. I've included a warm up and cool down stretch, and if you need to take a break or feel that a certain exercise doesn't feel right, pause the video or skip the exercise. Safety comes first. So let's get into the warm up. Our first warm up exercise is going to be the pelvic tilt. Lie on your back with your knees bent and feet on the floor. Rest your arms flat on the floor at your sides, or you can form a triangle with your hands and place them over your pubic bone as you feel your pelvis tilt back and forth. Curl your pelvis so that your lower back imprints into the floor and there's no arch or space. This is your imprinted spine. This is what I will mean when I say imprint your spine. Now uncurl it and arch it so that there's a space between your lower back and the floor. Now curl it halfway to where there's a tiny bit of space. This is your neutral spine. Keep repeating the tilts, and we will do most of our exercises in imprinted spine. All right, let's go into our roll up. So lie flat on your back, arms stretched overhead, palms facing each other, and roll up to a seated position. Reach forward to touch your toes and then reverse the movement. As you come down, have your spine in a slight C curl so that you can roll vertebra by vertebra down to your back. And let's repeat this movement before we go into our pelvic curl. So repeat as many times as you can in the allotted time. Most of these exercises will be repeated for a minute straight, with the exception of some dynamic exercises. Each side will be done for about 30 seconds. Now let's get into our pelvic curl or glute bridge. So when you roll up with your feet on the floor and your knees bent, you're not just going to roll up, you're going to keep that tilted pelvis that we practiced before, that imprinted spine, as you roll up into your glute bridge. It's going to be a slow and controlled movement. You should feel a nice burn through your glutes while you do this. So let's keep repeating this. It's the last exercise of the warm-up before we get into the workouts. Okay, that concludes our warm-up. So let's go into our first series, and we're going to be starting with single toe taps. Lie on your back, arms stretched out at your side. And remember, imprint that spine, have your legs in tabletop position, and really engage your core as you tap and alternate your toes to the ground. Let's continue to do this for the full minute, and then we're going to switch to double toe taps where we do both legs at the same time. It's a little more intense, so you're really going to need to engage your core. All right, as promised, let's get into those double toe taps. Again, a little more intense, but it is so worth it. So let's continue for the full minute. I kind of like not having the timers in the video because when you're focused on the time going down, you're just like, that's all you're thinking about. I like just getting into the movement and focusing on form, and then the time goes by so quickly that way. So let's go. You got this. Feel the burn. Let's remember our breathing here. Exhale on the effort, inhale on the reset. So you're inhaling as your legs come back up, and you're exhaling as your toes go down to tap the mat. All right, another one of my favorites. Let's get into the single leg stretch. So curl up a bit, grab onto one leg, and then we're gonna alternate them. When your leg goes down, don't let it touch the mat. It should just hover, and you're gonna really wanna engage your core here. Make sure the movement is controlled. You're not rocking all over the place. It should be nice and slow, not rushed. You're gonna inhale on the switch, exhale on the pull. So it's a quick inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And let's remember, I'm going to keep reminding you, imprint that spine for maximum core engagement. All right, on that last rep, while your left or right leg is up wherever you are, you're going to switch to bicycles. So elbow to knee, elbow to knee. Instead of holding your thighs like a single leg stretch, your legs are going to be on their own, and you're going to take your elbow to meet your opposite knee as it comes up. Remember, imprinted spine. We don't want any lower back injuries up in here. You got this. Let's go. I was sweating during this, so I know you're struggling because I am too. This is our last exercise in this series before we go to series number 2, which is our side series. So let's give it all we got. Come on. All right, as promised, it's time for our side series. Our first exercise and our first side is side leg lifts. So lay on your side with your hips and legs stacked. You can put your left arm or bottom arm under your head, or you can prop yourself up like I'm doing right now, and your other arm to the front of you on the mat, and slowly and controlled lift your leg up. Exhale on the lift, inhale on the reset. Let's go. Don't just fling it up and down now. Pilates is about being slow and controlled and engaging those muscles. So make sure your core is engaged, to make sure your obliques are engaged. Just make sure it's slow and controlled. You got it. Okay, great job, guys. Let's go into our next exercise, clamshells. So you're going to bend at the knee, hinge at the hips a bit, and you're going to spread your knees apart, keeping your feet together. And again, slowly and controlled. I don't want to see a lot of rocking. I want to see good, tight bodies. This should feel really burny in your outer thigh and glutes. And you know what? Embrace the burn. Crave the burn. Exhale on the effort, inhale on the reset. So let's go. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. All right, now to our next exercise. Yes, you're going to elevate both of your legs. You're going to feel this through your side abs. You're going to keep that bottom leg still, and you're going to pulse that top leg up and down slowly and with control. And let's remember your breathing. Breathe through it. Let's go. You got it. All right, time for our final exercise in the side series, scissors. Keep both legs elevated and scissor it out. Keep that bottom leg lifted. Pretend I'm watching you. Keep it lifted. You're going to get in trouble. Unless, of course, something feels wrong, do not risk injury. Take a break. This is our last exercise in the side series, but don't get too excited because we have to do it all over again on the next side. So give it all you got on this side. All right, you have permission to drop those legs. That burn on that oblique is unmatched. All right, let's get on the next side and let's go through that torture. JK, it's a privilege to do this. Let's go through that all over again. And let's give it even more on this side. Let's give it all we got. So first up, we got our side leg lifts. You know the drill. Slow and control. Breathe through it. Let's go. Lost my balance for a second there, but we're going to ignore that. Okay, you know what's next. Let's get into our clamshells. Feet together, knees bent. Let's go. Spread those knees, feet together like a clam. Feel the burn, slow and controlled. I would say we're more than halfway through this workout, so use that. Use that to get you through this series. You got it. Did anyone just see that fly in my house? How embarrassing. Anyway, off to the next exercise. Straighten those legs out, elevate both, and we're gonna pulse the top one. Remember to keep that bottom one lifted to really feel that burn. You can do it, let's go. I can see you're about to drop that leg. Don't you dare. Keep them both elevated because we're doing scissors. Last exercise on the last side for this second series before we move into our final series, which is our plank series before our cool down. So give it everything you got. Let's go. Fat burn in your oblique where you put those legs down once again is unmatched. But let's go into our final series, our plank series. You can do these on your hands or your forearms. I'm going to do them on my hands, and you're going to get in a plank position, and we are going to do plank to pikes. So once you get in your plank position, make sure your spine is straight, your back isn't arched, your hips aren't too low or high, and you're gonna lean back into a pike, come back into plank, and repeat that for the duration of this exercise. Let go. I apologize because this is not the best angle from which to film my plank. So next time I'll keep that in mind, but I trust that you have a good plank form right now. All right, take a sweet, well-deserved child's pose here before we move into our next exercise, which is technically our last one. We're doing it on each side for 30 seconds, and it's a side plank rotation. So get into a side plank on your first time. You can stack your feet or have one in front of the other. I have mine staggered because the stacked position just does not agree with me. You're gonna rotate down in a needle threading kind of way, and you're gonna repeat that. Let's go. All right, time to switch sides and let's go. This is our last exercise before we get into our cool down stretch. So give it everything you got, good form, breathe through it. You got this. Woohoo! You are done that. Get into a well-deserved child's pose and let's get into our cool down. Let's do a quick mermaid stretch. Let's do it on the first side. Lean over. Oh, that should feel good through your side. And then face your chest to the ground, reset, and let's switch sides. We're gonna do the same thing again. We're gonna reach over to the side, get that good side stretch. Now take your chest to face the floor. And now we're gonna reset. That should feel great. Now, yet again, it's my favorite. We're gonna go into a child's pose. My favorite way to do this is put your feet together and spread your knees a bit wide. It's a really good stretch, and let's just stay here for a bit. If you look closely, you can see my dog Duke in the hallway there. Isn't he so handsome? Okay, our next stretch is the cat-cow. So arch that back, do a little wiggle if you feel like you need it, and then arch that back and stare at your belly button. We're gonna repeat this for the full minute and then go on to our next stretch. This should feel great, so let's do it. Okay, let's set up for the spine twist supine. So get on your back, lay your arms out straight in the T position, legs to tabletop, and fold them over to one side and twist your head to the opposite side and just feel that wonderful stretch. Stay here for a bit and then we're gonna swap sides. All right, switch sides, so knees and head go in opposite directions. Let go. Time for our final stretch, the supine figure four stretch. So you're going to bend one leg and cross the opposite leg over and then feed your arms through the space and pull on your bent knee and get that really good stretch. We're going to stay here for a bit and then we're going to switch sides, then we are going to be done. All right, now switch sides and then we are done. All right, let's go. And you are done. Congratulations. You have completed my first YouTube Pilates workout video, and I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited to embark on this journey. So thank you for coming along on this workout with me. If you're burning or shaking, that just means you did it correctly. And I'll see you in the next video. If you have any suggestions or requests on the types of workouts you want to see, what muscle focuses you want, what types of equipment like magic circle or ball or Pilates bar or sliders, just let me know. And yes, thank you once again and congrats.